Hi everyone, it's Nubian Sun Ra back with another video, right? And today I just want to speak on how we use outside things to help us be able to navigate through the faith of growing and getting to know thyself. So a lot of times we will use tools to assist us do these things, but at the end of the day, the goal is to go within yourself to do these things, But today I just want to speak on some of the things that we use to assist us, and that is separation from family, friends, and stuff for a while, as much as possible, at least, and silencing the mind, meditation, sound frequencies, crystals, and, things like that. But it's like, those are just things we use to assist us, but we can use things to assist us. That's a choice. And a lot of people choose that choice. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some people that don't eat, and they breathe the air. You have people that don't eat salmon and, any type of fish or seafood. You get what I'm saying? And that's vegan. And then you have people that do, and they just stop eating like meats and, stuff like that. Different walks of life, So those are just things that we can use to assist us. And these things have healing properties because it is, natural healing, techniques, and yoga and stuff like that. And these things are used usually by certain people that learn this certain way. There's like different styles of learning, and some people have to hear it, told to them, and then that's various different ways of doing that. Some people have to hear it in a story, some people have to hear it and then different type of stories, and then some people have to hear it with funny voices, different tones and pitches, stuff like that. Is like very complex in a way of labeling and pinpointing, but it's very unique in its own way. Every single learning style, because to be able to learn that way, there's other things that's included with that. But that's one way of learning. Some people have to feel or physically do some type of work, or they're like hands-on learning, basically getting up and personal with whatever they're learning, and then you have people that have to see it. They have to see an example, and or if you give an example, they have like a very imaginative mind. It's like, they can actually visualize it in their mind, and it's something that is also people that like plays and like to watch TV episodes, and and it's like they get the message of like a movie. These people are really good at reading a room when it comes to details. That's visual too. everyone learn differently, and to be able to learn that certain way, it's like you have to be able to have certain other characteristics, and it's like with those characteristics, it also lead to a different way of learning as well. Learning how to figure out how you learn and how you process things, like from the last video I made, you could call that getting to know thyself, like getting to know yourself in a way where you can help yourself heal. When we are getting our bodies right, we want to put what's the right things to put in it so you can get the results that you want, right? It's the same thing with healing. You have to know what your recipe is to be able to get what you need so you can be able to get your results. But first you need to know what you need to be able to get the best out of your healing. A lot of people, they don't know where to start. Somewhere is always good to start. But you come to this channel, you get some tips on where to start. You'll get an idea at least, because, there are some things that just have to be brought to our acknowledgement so we can be aware, and if you're not hearing certain things, you're not going to think about it. So that means it's not experienced. So it's like you go around living life without that piece of information. And pieces of information is becoming aware of something, and becoming aware of something is what activate the awareness to add to, your wisdom and knowledge, and that's a gift, and a lot of times that's what we'll rob each other of. When people talk about energy vampires, narcissists and stuff, that they might be career criminals, but career criminals, they hit the big stashes, but a regular criminal, they hit people that's already down and out. Because you don't know. You get what I'm saying? So them the worst type of criminals, And it's like, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's like a jungle. I talked about it in my last video. It's like a jungle out here. Like, and it's like change and a shift means that the population on one side of a jungle, and it's like the population went down of that species because it's like people are getting fed up, and it's like whenever you realize there's better, you want to do better, and it's like personal for people. When people say they changed the perspective of life, they say that because they had an experience. People don't just do that out of like just because these days, especially because of what's going on, what we're returning to ourselves. Everybody's acting like it's already like happening right now. We're in the process. Everything is happening right now. But what I'm saying is, like, percentage wise, a lot of people is going through processes. So it's like in that reality way, it's like this is what we're moving towards, So it's like a shift is getting everything organized, and that work is hard. It takes time, so it's not something that happens overnight. So it's like at the end of the day, we all have to be patient with ourselves. We have to be patient with others, and that's a good way to actually get to know other people and yourself, to the point where, what I just talked about with processing and learning how you process things. Because now, like when you meet someone and y'all are talking about things and having conversations, you can get to know each other on a different level, to where you can actually have an understanding of one another, and that's a genuine connection. There always be people out here that want to be snake in the grass, but we ain't talking about them, right? So yeah, it's like, it's deep. It goes deep. It's like a whole lot of layers. But when we talk about what's important and things that we want to do, those are like two different categories. Like, things that are important and things are not always things that we want to do, and it's always been like that, even from when we were little, but becoming an adult, and not in a way like where you're still not youthful, but we're talking about balance, right? So when you become an adult, you realize that you have to be more sacrificial to what you want, and get what you need. So then you have time to get what you want, and if we can't do that ourselves, the universe does it for us automatically anyway. So that's why we in this predicament in the first place, because somewhere down the line, things got unbalanced, and they say like we're only human, so it's like sometimes we mess up, but it's our responsibility, DT, to get back, to ourselves, get back right, balance everything out, and make right with the universe. Because look, nobody wants to live in a situation where you come to find out that you either in the matrix or out of the matrix, and you feel like those are your only two choices, and you don't know the truth about what either one of them is, the real truth now, not the stuff that people talk about. I wouldn't say conspiracy theories, because it's truth to it all, to a lot of it, but it's just, I just feel like it's not detailed enough, it's missing some things, so it's like, so when people try and process things that's going on in life, and within themselves, it's like they go for a search, and it's like they only get so far, because it's like they're missing the important pieces, and it's not really broke down to a way where it's like, why it's so important. It's like you hear it, but then you're like, okay, well, that's simple. That's simple. But, really, so because it's so simple, you're just like, well, I could do that, Whether it get done or not, you're not thinking about it. It's just, that. It's in your awareness. So it's like, it's the knowledge. But then when you get like deep into it, to the point where that is important and how important it is, that's when you start moving with wisdom, and it's a difference. And a lot of people these days are pointing blame and have misplaced hate to the point where they're not ready to receive that message. So because of that, it's like, it seems like it's opposition, evil, devil energy, and a lot of people say it's real, so they're feeling it, so they done brought it into reality. But the way that we look at it on this channel, well, how I look at it, but if you look at it like this too, then you understand what I'm saying. The way I look at it is, it's all divinely orchestrated. And it might hurt, might be unfair, but I make statements and refer things to the jungle and the wild, then you know what time it is. You know what time it is. People seen Animal Planet. I know they have. But yeah, like when we're processing things, we have to process them through a healthy lens, a healthy mind, so that's why healing is also important. Because if you try to process information and you have trauma, and everything that person say, if you can be triggered by it to the point where it's now giving you bad thoughts. So now you are ruining a mood or a flow that was, good, because something has attached to your thoughts and you entertained it, and now it's like coming out. You didn't transmute the energy, so it's like now is this some type of bad energy. Somebody has to transmute it though, and usually that's how things become de-escalated in fired up situations, So, for example, right? Okay, so if you're going through a tough time in life, right? And things is like falling apart, it seems like, and you have friends over, and your friends, they know that you're going through things and they come to help, like friends do, and your friend comes to, help you, and they might say some things that might in your mind seem like they're laughing at you, or that it's like some underhanded stuff going on because you're in a bad time and you're not in a really good headspace, So you start to resent your friends, and you be ready for them to leave because you're slipping into your bad thoughts and you're surrendering to them. So it's like now you can't even enjoy your company, and you're pushing them away, and that's perfect time where you need friends to actually help support you, if that's what they're doing. Because some people have shitty friends, and they'll come over and they'll add fuel to the fire and make the situation worse, put you more negative things in your mind that you don't need to be thinking about, But yeah, and it's like they're not even thinking about how you're going to process that information. Good friends, if they care about you, they're going to give you good things to think about if you're in a bad time in your life. That's common sense. But in a reverse world, it's not like that. It's not like that. And it'd be all a test, But yeah, how you process the information is important, and like having friends can help you stay focused. If you are in a bad time and you're having a hard time getting by, like emotionally, you know, you have friends that will help you get through this, you know, the situation, family members that's having a support system. But like I said in my last video, if you don't have that, then it's like you're pretty much like having to process things on your own. And even that has an effect. Like you have to be your own mediator. So that's why it's important to meditate, and because you can block out distractions. If it's quiet, you can quiet your mind. If you have a chatty mind and you think a lot, you know, using these tools to assist us, you know, it's things that's given to us to heal ourselves, you know, and it's natural. It's not no, it's not any harmful substance that'll have bad consequences at the end of it. Is natural, you know, and natural is better for us because we are nature. So when we use things from nature to heal ourselves, it's going to work really good too. You know, people always want to know what the fountain of youth is. You know, the fountain of youth is natural. Because everything else is like temporary, you know. So at the end of the day, it's like we have to actually think about which one we want to do. We want to do things that are going to affect our growth, affect our mental state, and affect us, you know, financially, affect us with our relationships, with our family, partners, whatever, you know, because whenever we heal ourselves, it's like we are helping our children heal, our brothers, sisters heal, our mothers, fathers heal. You know, everybody gets to heal because whenever we're healing, we are giving off the energy, the energy, you know, energy is like, whenever we taste something sweet, something, when we laugh, when we cry, hormones, in the body, you know, things that go off in our body to feed our body, things that, we need to function, you know, but this is, spiritual. You could say it's soul food, you know, and so at the end of the day, we could use all of it, but if you're missing the importance of it, it's like you never feel or truly know or have the experience of what you're really longing for, you know, and you only feel like you only get some of it or something like that, you know. So yeah, that's all I want to say for this video. I explained everything I want to explain, and I hope you all are drinking your water, earthing, saying your affirmations, staying balanced, and loving yourself. Peace and love.